Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple, and Baba. We're going to use the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into the chart. This is the daily Facebook, and right now we're just chopping around in a bearish manner. Technically, we are above the 50 and the 20, or the 50 and the 200, and it looks like we closed above the 20 today. So technically, we're in a stronger stance. But this is a micro bearish pattern here, consolidating for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 days. So it's nice consolidation, holding on to the 20. So they got this thing pegged to the 20, waiting on the news tomorrow, the jobs report, of course, and possibly earnings. Are they going to hold this thing up into earnings, and then that comes out, and then we'll figure out which way this goes. It's going to be really interesting with the presidential election. We have big earnings starting in the beginning of November. It's going to be really, really interesting what's going to happen. But technically, I think this isn't a bull, or it's a bearish manner. I think we can possibly have a little more downside. Tomorrow, if we get a pop, look to fill this gap right here around 130.11 and ultimately hit this high here at 130.73. Let's stick a quick trend line in here. You know, that's something else too you got to watch for too. See if we could get above this trend line as well. So that's another trend line here, and then if you want to, you can. We almost have a pennant here. And this is the other one. That's going to be. So yeah, so we're slowly grinding. So this is going to be big tomorrow if we pop up or down. Last couple times though, we popped up on the jobs report because it was all better than expected. Weekly chart of Facebook. Same thing. We have a topping tail. That's the one thing we're following on Facebook. We have a nice little topping tail on the weekly chart. Until we close above that, I'd short this thing. So tomorrow, if we pop up and we don't close above the 132 area, stay with it. If you have a half position of Facebook down in here, we pop up into here, add more short. If you're not short Facebook and it pops up into here, short it. We will be going into earnings. So it's really tough. If you could get a couple bucks out of it with maybe 500, 1,000 shares, take it and say thank you very much. On to the next one. So this one here, until it closes above on a weekly close, above the topping tail, this one still, I believe, is going down, in my opinion. Amazon. Amazon, another high flyer. We talked about this one today in my live session on YouTube. We're above the big trend line here. This goes back to the 2014 highs right there, right here, beginning of 2014. And then we got above that, and then let's see, we pulled back a little bit. It was down 270, nothing, no great shakes. But the weekly is what we're watching. I want to see it close above this big weekly candle, and then I want to see more volume, and possibly we could push up into this 1870 area or so. So tomorrow's close will be really important. So right now, yeah, we are above it slightly, but if we pull back, we never confirmed above this line, which is big. Let's look at Netflix. Like I said, come to our room. We go over these charts a little bit more in detail. You ask questions. You come up with your couple symbols. We'll look this stuff over. Tell me if you want to get in a position, if you don't want to get in a position. And then we have a little bit of fun, too. Talk about grandma and all that good stuff. So where are we now? Netflix. Let's go to the daily. So daily on Netflix, we're ripping up pretty good. It was all on news. I don't know, Disney. No, that was Twitter. I don't know what was happening here, but it was news driven. So we got up to this high pivot, which we talked about, the 104 area, and we talked about this other low pivot here right around 106.09. We did short this one the other day. We took about 40 cents off of it, and it was a scalp trade, but right when it came into this pivot, even number, we did it. Boom, it came in, we took it off, and that was it. Today, though, it dropped $1.21 on the day. So now we're kind of waiting for pattern. But after a move like this, you're going to usually get some consolidation. But let's see, tomorrow, again, we're going up. Big news tomorrow with the jobs report. So anything's possible. It could go up, could go down. We're gonna look at a lot of stuff tomorrow afternoon, and I'll make some videos probably over the weekend because I'm going to take off early tomorrow. Let's see, that's the daily. We're trying to keep it above the 6-1 or the 750, this blue line, right around the 104 or 105.04. What was the last on this one? 07. So it did close slightly above it. Weekly, same thing. We're still in this inside bar. Top of this would be about 111.85 or so. You got the breakdown here around 110.39. So if it does continue up, you're still going to have some tough times getting through these tops here, because a lot of people who bought up in here, they got sold into, came down, now they're back up, they get their money back, you know, whatever, a couple months later. A lot of these buyers up here are going to be sellers just to take the profit, which I would do. Come the double top, you definitely want to short this one. If it goes up on news, on the earnings report, then I would just wait. You know, earnings are coming up, so some of these trades are going to be tough. A lot of these that we have as swings, we're starting to cover half, if not cover the whole position, just to get the heck out before the earnings season starts. It's either going to be good or really, really bad, in my opinion. So that was Nflx, Googl. Googl was up $1.85, not doing much. All these stocks, you know, I swear they're running them up in the earnings. There's going to be the run them up on the rumor and then sell the news on the earnings. But again, we you know, pops up, comes in, pops up, comes in, pops up, tries to get a capture the all-time high. It did, never confirmed, came right down, bearish, slightly bearish pattern. We're still above the MAs. We're getting these MAs to cross, so we'll see if that drives that up. Again, we got the news tomorrow, so these are either going to fly or they're going to dump, or you might have a scenario where the markets just might not do anything. You know, it might just sit there. But watch the volume tomorrow on the SPY. That's going to be key. If we get around 30, 40 million at 10 o'clock, and then news, maybe there, I don't know what's news comes out at 10 tomorrow, but just keep an eye on the SPY volume. If we start picking up, these markets are bound to sell. If we stay in the normal range of the 70, 80, 90 million, we'll probably float up, or maybe we get a bigger up move. But we'll see. Just keep an eye on that. It's very, very important. Weekly. Weekly, just chopping around in a bullish manner. They're trying to get it above this pivot. It got above. Again, it never closed and confirmed, so we're still trying to fight this high right at the 110 area or so. Until it gets above there and confirms, you know, it is slightly bullish above these MAs, but man, it just doesn't do it. I want to see some conviction. I want to see some bigger volume pushing these things up. Then on the monthly, which I want to show you on Amazon too, I forgot about that. A little bit stretched from the 20 MA. And Amazon too. We talk about these high flyers too. Look at this one. Just stretch. It almost looks like Nvidia. You know, maybe 868.54, maybe the last resort. But we got to get above this trend line. We got to confirm at the end of the month. If it does not confirm, then we're probably going to come back down. But we are stretched. I mean, this is at $600. We are stretched, people. Stretched. It needs to come back in. Just so you know, I'm going to hop real quick to this one. Look at Dollar General. What is that? Stretch from the 220 MA. Look at that thing come in. Boom, shaka. All right, what were we in? Googl. Googl, a little bit stretched, you know, until we get above that all-time high, which is 819.09, and confirm on the monthly. Then I'm thinking this one goes down. You do have a little topping tail on the monthly, but volume kind of sucks, so it's not it's a good topping tail. I mean, I'd like to see a longer one, but the volume would have helped. So you just got to keep watch on that one just to see what's going on. So that's Googl. Let's look at Aapl. Aapl was up 84 cents. Monthly chart. Let's go to the daily. Daily, same thing. We talked about this, but now it's down sideways, kind of in a bearish manner. But overall, you have a macro bull and a down micro bear. You are above the MA, so it is a little bit strong. Tomorrow, again, it's tomorrow, guys. Markets are going to crank, or they're going to drop, or you know, or the third scenario, just do nothing. If they do nothing, then I think it's setting up for possible more downside next week, or we're just going to be complacent into the elections and maybe in the December or so. Unless Grandma raises the rates, if she raises the rates, guys, it's over. These things, it's going to come down. We're going to fill gaps and so on and so forth. But again, not bad, still strong. If you're long, stick with it. If you're short, you're looking for this thing to break down soon. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, same thing. We had a nice move up. We recaptured these highs right here. So that's slightly bullish. Now we have inside bar bullish pattern starting to form. We're up, sideways, that's an inside bar. As long as it stays inside this bar, it's bullish. If it starts coming down, we're going to test this lows. That's a possible buy area, but if that breaks, it's going to go lower. Let's see here. We did fill the gap. Yeah, that was the other thing. We filled the gap right here. So we have high pivot around 120. This is going to be some good resistance. So if this thing sets up sideways like this, it could possibly pop up. Again, tomorrow's a big day for the markets, guys. Then on the monthly, Monthly, we're trying to recapture the 20 MA. It needs to close above this high, but you still have this big breakdown, and it's slightly bearish, but it's starting to get more bullish because it's recapture the 20 MA. Let's see if we can stay above there by the end of the month. If we can't, I'm thinking we're going to get a reversal and we're going to start stair-stepping down. Maybe. We'll see. But if the light volume continues, we're going to get the same old crap. And this one here, we came into the 750. We're coming in this. Is that? Oh, this is Baba. I was going to say, that doesn't look like Aapl. And Baba, what were they up today? 12 cents. So just kind of a weak showing. We did push up, slightly bullish pattern. I mean, it's pretty choppy, but one thing that's got my eyes is down move, sideways action, 6 days sideways, and a bearish consolidate. It's a micro bear, macro bull. We're above the MA still, but it's still a strong stock. I mean, this thing, once it broke this 85 level, it took off. But it was earnings, news, upgrades, whatever else it was. So that it's another high flyer, guys. Eventually, this will come in. Period. Weekly chart. You know, we got to this high. If you go back to the weekly, we're right into this breakdown area. I want to get it to 11. It's got to get over 1104. Fill this gap. If it doesn't, then it's going to go down. We have a little bit of a tail here, chopping and slopping at bullish manner. But the bullish manner, I need more evidence of this going side. I need a couple more weeks of it sideways, and then maybe. But we are extended from this moving average, which tells me it needs to come back in. Period. You know, if it holds up here, great. But if it starts stair-stepping, your next level will be about $100. It will probably hold there, but then boom, boom, and so on and so forth. That's why we're short, Baba. Then the monthly too. Monthly again. Look how far we're away from this 20 MA. It's just too far, too fast. A lot of bag holders up here, and a lot of these bulls. You better not short Bob. This thing's going to 150. Blah blah blah. You know what? You're probably stuck in here at 117 than 120 because you bought on the hype. So all these people who got stuck in here, what do you think they're doing as this thing moves up? They're all becoming sellers. You held on this thing since 12/1 of 2014. You get your money back almost 2 years later. Get out. Get that break even and say thank you very much. Let this thing pull back. Maybe to 87, maybe to the 100 even number, maybe 95, and then buy it. Sell this thing, let it pull back, buy it again if you like it that much. Weekly chart, same thing. Do it, not doing much. Well, we looked at that too. But what I want to look at too, I want to add to this tonight is the IBB, which was surprising. You know, that was pretty weak today, but everything held up. You know, this is like the bizarro land. So the IBB gets up, goes right back to the 200 or the 300 area. And boom, comes right back in. Go look at this, 618 retrace, almost to the 750, bounces up, tries to, recapture the moving averages, never gets above them, hits the 618 coming up, inside bar, bearish pattern, down, sideways bearish, starting to break down. Here's your key area. If it breaks through what 283.74, especially tomorrow, if we have weak markets, we're going to definitely go to the what number is that? 282.97, and I think we're going right back to the 200 MA. And if these markets sell tomorrow, it could even happen tomorrow, possibly. We had a nice bearish inside bar starting to break down, but if the markets go up, then we're looking at a full engulfing reversal candle, and then possibly getting back to the MAs and see if we close above that. So again, tomorrow is pivotal, guys, for the weekly close. Weekly close, I mean, here, we got above the MAs, we confirmed, and boom, reversal and right back under. That's ugly action. And now we're almost into the 750 back down. If we crack that, here's the 20 MA right around 279. We get that, it's going right to 276. And I would say it's going to 263 and possibly retesting this low again. Let's go one more time. We got about 30 seconds left here. Monthly, this is the pattern that scares me, guys. Look at this. Just like this, down, sideways, fall, side. Now, we only had 4 months consolidation and we got this fall. Now we have 9 months of consolidation. This thing plays out like I think it will. Here's your area, guys. Right here. Y'all might laugh at me. Bam, right there. 208.18. Round in there. If this pattern plays out, we're going to blast through everything, and this is going down. If the SPY starts going, that's it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.